Communism. There's a lot of excitement surrounding the term, though usually as an insult rather than an accurate political descriptor. You've probably heard people like Joe Biden called one, definitely Bernie Sanders, and maybe even Donald Trump, somehow. But what is communism beyond this ill-defined boogeyman that you were taught to hate? Isn't it just when no iPhone, Vuvuzuela, 300 Gorillion like you've read in the YouTube comments? Well, let's find out. Welcome to Socialism 101, a series designed to help educate people with no prior knowledge on the basics of socialism and communism from an explicitly Marxist-Leninist perspective. Now, there's a lot of misinformation being spread about communism by those on both the political right and the political left. So this series seeks to demystify and clarify what it is exactly that we Marxist-Leninists and Marxist-Leninist Maoists believe in short, easily digestible videos. After this 101 series is finished, there's going to be an intermediate Socialism 201 and then an advanced Socialism 301. Now, if this sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell below. On that note, how are you doing? My name's Paul and I am an Irish communist. But what exactly do I mean when I call myself a communist? Frederick Engels, the magnificently bearded co-author of the Communist Manifesto, wrote that communism is the doctrine of the prerequisites for the emancipation for the proletariat. A theoretical toolbox that clearly maps out how to achieve complete liberation for all working people. And this isn't just by securing free healthcare or increasing the minimum wage. In 1845, Karl Marx wrote that we call communism the real movement which abolishes the present state of things. The aim is a fundamental transformation of society, which once and for all ends the exploitation of man by man. And we call the people involved in this project communists. But what's our end goal? To take away everyone's toothbrushes? No, you keep your personal property, please. The goal of communism as a movement, simply put, is to create a stateless, classless, moneyless society. That is to say, a communist society. Now, how we get there is a matter of debate among the various different sections of the political left. Some, such as anarchists, believe we can have a revolution and establish this kind of society immediately thereafter. Others, including Marxists like myself, believe that we'll need a transitional stage between capitalism and communism, a stage called socialism. But hang on a minute, what about communist states? Don't these communist states like the USSR and China contradict everything that's been said so far? Well, communist state is a term pretty much used exclusively by those in the Western world. These countries never called themselves communist states. They called themselves socialists. It's in the name, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The term communist state is also an oxymoron, given that communism is, as we mentioned earlier, a stateless, classless, moneyless society. So, yeah, nice job, Western academic big brains. Now, rather than just seeing communism as a kind of society that we might implement in this country or in that country, it's more useful to understand it as a stage of historical development. We Marxists divide history into a number of stages corresponding to different modes of production. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about what exactly we mean by modes of production in the next video. But for now, let's briefly look at the different stages of historical development that we can identify. The first main stage that we can identify is called primitive communism. Think hunter-gatherer societies. The second stage of historical developments that we identify is slave society, such as those seen in ancient Greece and in ancient Rome. Following this, we see the development of feudalism, such as in Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire. After feudalism, we arrive at capitalism, such as in the modern United States of America. Beyond capitalism, we arrive at socialism, such as what we saw in the USSR and in China. Finally, after a full epoch of socialism, we will arrive at communism. But what does communism actually look like? What will life be like for the average person in the age of communism? In communist society, where nobody has one exclusive sphere of activity, but each can become accomplished in any branch he wishes, society regulates the general production, and thus makes it possible for me to do one thing today and another tomorrow. To hunt in the morning, fish in the afternoon, rear cattle in the evening, criticise after dinner. Just as I have a mind without ever becoming hunter, fisherman, herdsman, or critic. It'll be a society of abundance with equitable distribution for all. People will work as they're able and receive everything that they require, from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. Sound utopian? Too good to be true? Well, utopianism is assuming that the planet can sustain capitalism, a system which requires infinite growth on a planet of finite resources. Communists are simply realists who understand that the choice before us is not just between socialism or barbarism, but between socialism or extinction. Now, what exactly does socialism entail as the transitional stage to communism? Well, if you'd like to know the answer to that question and more, then stick around. We're going to be fleshing this out over the coming weeks and months ahead. Today we've looked at what communism means as a movement, an ideology, and as a stage in historical development. For more, check the sources and resources in the description box below. Hopefully this video has helped to clarify the term for you a little bit beyond the usual communism as when big government and no food. Thank you for watching this video. If you're able to support this work, then please consider donating €1 or $1 per month over on Patreon, or a once-off donation over on Ko-fi. Links in the description box below. Thank you to Rare Hero, Cormac O'Brien, Dan Hunter, Red Corridor Roya, Comrade Romano, Jason, Michaela Schmid, Mamarius Hex, Ryan Hodgson, Donlo Krisleva, Gabriel Bailey, Hugh Jass, The Ryan Way Condition, Jess, Ian McShay, Libertarian Stalinists, Dan Hunter, Soup, Pontus, Colin Welch, Hagan Michaels, Evan Crossland, Borkul Gorilla, Roja, and Daniel Hamilton. I wouldn't be able to make these videos without you and your ongoing support. Cheers everyone, agus slán go fóill.